Hey everybody, this is Fancy Pants and the Game Ant Legion. Today I'm going to share something with you that somebody shared with me. Now, somebody reached out and let me know that when they get new players, they gear them towards my videos, which I really appreciate. I think that's so awesome, and I love it when you guys reach out and let me know that they've helped in some way. Um, but as they, sent me the message, I looked at their nest and I saw they were extraordinarily large. I mean, they were, their CP was fantastic. And so it was very impressive. So I had questions myself because as you can see, I'm a level 32. Um, and actually your queen size, it, it helps open up things for your specialized ants and things like that. And, of course you can, if your CP gets higher because you can open up higher buildings and such. But a lot of them aren't much higher than that, but yet their CP is a lot higher than mine. And so one of the things that I've noticed that a lot of the top players say is that it's your troops. It's the number of troops that you have. And I didn't really understand that. So now I understand it quite a bit better. So you should be constantly training troops. Now, not just any troops. And that's what I had explained to me by them. And so I'm going to show you that. And I'm just going to switch over to Discord, I hope, so if I don't hit anything else. So I just want to thank Luffy for reaching out. And this was back in May, and I'm sorry that it took me so long to get this video going. But what they explained to me is that you need a meat shield. And I thought they meant for battle because I've heard that in other events where you send in your meat shield and then first and all that. But the way they explain it, you need it for your nest. And now I kind of get it. So for defense. So the way that Luffy explained it, and I just want to explain it like they did because this is how I got it. So they said you need 2 ant types at the start, but eventually you'll need all of them. One's for attacking and one is for defense. Now, I'm just going to go with haste because that is what my nest is. Theirs is range, and my little nest is range. But so just when I say haste, just use that to whatever your main troop type is. Okay, so haste would be my main troop type, and then as they explained, my backup troop would be melee. And the reason for that is because range can beat my haste, and melee can beat range. So you want your meat shield to be melee so it can kill that range that wants to kill your main troop, which in my case is haste. So you want to look at your troop and see what it is that has advantage over it, and you want to counteract that with the opposite troop that can kill its main troop type, that nest's main troop type. Okay, so know what that is. That's one of the first things you want to do. Like my other nest is range. I know that my secondary nest is going to be haste because haste can beat the melee that is going to attack my range. Okay, so that's how you do that. And then if you're melee, you want to learn what that is uh, to keep that meat shield to be able to block whatever wants to get your main troop type. So what they said, Luffy said that, so my main focus would be on my haste. That's what I'm going to put all of my research and things in, but I'm also going to have a secondary melee as a meat shield to protect it. So as I'm getting attacked by a range, that is going to go, hey man, back off. I need to have a talk with you. And then they're going to start attacking, and they're going to start kind kind of weakening, killing off um, at Malay and the movers. And I'm going to get to that because I've always had such a bad rap for movers. I'm like, oh, they ain't good for nothing, but apparently they are. And I did learn that as well. And so they're going to be like stopping them at the gate. And meanwhile, my haste is going to be standing back there just waiting. And then, while all that's going on, this meat shield, they're going to be protecting that nest and in layers. And then by the time they get to you, the majority of them are going to be gone, or they're going to be weak, or they're going to have to heal them again. I mean, there's going to be a lot going on there, but your main troop is going to be still intact. Well, all that is going on, and then you're going to be the stronger one to take it over or to go attack their nest now. And hopefully they don't know these tricks, and so they'll be an easy sitting duck. Okay, so that's what that's about. So here's what they suggested to me, that the total troops in each tier you need to start. So for movers 1 million of them for tiers 1 through 3. The same with Malay or whatever your secondary troop was going to be. Okay, now I'm just going to jump down here real quick because what they told me, which I think is really crazy, but it's true, and I know it's true because others have said it as well. But here, 5 million T1 movers will be 1 million T12s of their troop, their main troop. So that is crazy, right? So definitely want to train your T1 movers. 5 million is the goal, but at least a million. Okay, so everything's at least. At least you want to train them constantly, and so the tier 1 to 3 movers, at least a million with movers and with your secondary troop type, in my case Malay. And then you want double that for your main troop type for T1. So tier 3, 2 million haste in my case. Okay, and then from there you jump to tier 6. Now the reason Luffy explained to me that it goes to tier 6 is because it has a revenge attribute, the tier 6. So you want a million of your secondary troop type for tier 6, at least a million, and 2 million of your chosen troop type, in my case haste, of tier 6s. Okay, so you want to do that. And then 1 million of each tier of haste moving forward are your chosen troop types. So 1 million of tier 7, tier 8, 9, so forth. So you want at least a million of each of them. And then they have an example of theirs. Now, again, theirs is a range nest, so they were nice enough to share this with me. I'm sure it has changed since then. It looks like they were in the process. They have 23,000 tier 10. It looks like they're moving, maybe promoting there. But they have quite a setup here. As you can see, over 2 million, almost 2.5 million T3 of their secondary. So there's a quick example there. And then this went into something else. But back down here, I was asking about it. They were nice enough to tell me that there is no, don't feel bad about asking questions. So I'm going to say that to you too. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comments. But it says, so you need many different troop tiers for a meat shield. And so 5 million T1 movers will be 1 million T12s of their chosen troop type. A meat shield, or lower tiers, takes mostly all the damage when you get attacked, allowing your higher tiers to kill the attacker. Like I was explaining what I got from Luffy here. And then now here's what I didn't understand. I'm like, oh, this is what I thought when you send them out. And they told me, no, you don't use the meat shields in marches. They stay in your nest. So So, and then they also said for your highest troop tier, you need to aim for about 2 million soldiers. Now it says you'll need way more over time, so at least 2 million, right? But like I said, everybody that has this higher CP, higher NES, and the strong ones, they all say it's about how many ants you have. Okay, because all these aren't going to fit in your army. Your army capacity doesn't matter when they're in your nest. You know, those are going to be staying in there. They're not being sent out as an army, they're there for defense. So, and then this is their marches. So they have four that they use, and their last one here is a, oops, I didn't mean to hit that. These are T6s that they send out. Now, what Luffy told me is that T6 gives you a revenge skill. That's why they use T6 tier 6s before they use their highest tiers. So, what I gather from what they're saying here is that they send out this March, their fifth March, as a tier 6 first before they go ahead and send their stronger marches. And then so this they're a tier 12, so they go ahead and send their tier 12s, and that's their one, and then they have another tier 12 for another march. And then so I went on to say it's amazing about movers. I told you, I'm like, I don't know, movers were so slow, I wasn't sure what to use them for, and now I know that's their main thing they're good for, um, unless there's something close for gathering, which you'll know I did another video about talking about gathering resources and movers. But now, again, Luffy said this is only a starting goal and it takes a lot of time, and that haste is the best ant troop for predator nests and it does the most damage. So only use haste for predator nests and events. And for talents, usually they can put in one or two. Oh, that's something else. I'm sorry. That has nothing to do with these ants. That's for something else. But they are currently a level 77 on the ranged farm. Is that not incredible? So this is great advice coming from a very strong player. And so I want to thank Luffy again, and I want to thank you for watching this video and letting me share the knowledge that was shared with me. And I hope that helps you as well to be prepared. And this will really come in handy, I think, especially during conquest, wasteland, if you don't have an agreement and it's an all-out brawl for your nest. If they want to attack you, it's going to keep you more prepared for those attacks, and to keep your nest more secure. So thanks a lot for watching, and again, I appreciate you guys so much. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.